Hello guys, it's your boy Agent Gunslinger and today we are going to talk about 7 reasons you should play PUBG instead of Fortnite. If you are not familiar with Fortnite or PUBG, let me explain. Fortnite and PUBG have a ton in common. They are both multiplayer online shooters that allow for solo or team play and subscribe to the Battle Royale format, which drops 100 players at a time in an enclosed space where they must scavenge for weapons, medical supplies, and other resources in an effort to be the last player standing. Although both games came out in the fall of 2017, Fortnite is actually a free mod of another game that was in development for roughly 6 years. The Battle Royale mode is free to play on desktop, mobile, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. Meanwhile, PUBG, created by now famous developer and modder Brendan Green, known online as PlayerUnknown, began only a year before its release. PUBG costs $30 for desktop and Xbox and has a free mobile version. On number 1 we have Realistic and Raw. The imaginary mechanics and overall style of PUBG is much more realistic and raw compared to the cartoonish style seen in Fortnite. This realism invokes a greater sense of urgency as the player runs from gunfire, scavenges for supplies, and does all they can to stay alive. The most noticeable difference between the two games is the level of realism. PUBG does not allow characters to build structures out of thin air or tear down structures with a pickaxe, and you won't find any cute astronaut or John Wick themed character outfit or brightly colored weapons in an abandoned structure scattered across the map. PUBG relies on realistic art and controls to raise the stake of the player, creating an adrenaline rush that makes each round much more exhilarating than the last. On number 2 we have the shooting in PUBG is much more accurate and realistic. The game's realism extends to its combat and its depiction of firing different types of guns. Like in real life, gun specific recoil forces the shooter to adjust their aim after each shot, and reloading speed varies widely between weapons and isn't instant with the press of a button. Also, because gunfights in PUBG are more likely to be long distance, the characters are a lot harder to hit. These challenging mechanics can be frustrating for beginners, but the system rewards players who think ahead, strategize, and anticipate their opponent's next move. You don't have to be fastest or find the best weapon right away to do really well, which makes the game difficult to walk away from. On number 3 we have the maps are much larger in PUBG and are designed to be more treacherous. At the time of publishing, PUBG has two maps. Both are roughly 5 square miles of mostly wide open, desolate land that often leaves player without cover from sniper shots coming from hundreds of yards away. Meanwhile, the player have calculated that the Fortnite island, which isn't given a real world scale, is about 2.5 square kilometer or 1.5 square kilometer. Because the PUBG map is so vast, players spread out further, so the average match in PUBG lasts longer and the suspense only increases as the player are eliminated. I've played many countless rounds of PUBG where I don't encounter another person for 20 minutes or so, only to be eliminated by a sniper that I never saw or run over by a jeep while running toward a circle. At number 4 we have vehicles can be a great way to get across the map quickly and avoid enemies. Both games feature the shrinking circle around a playable area, so being able to travel long distances quickly is an absolute must. Because the PUBG map is so large, players are able to drive cars, motorcycles, and even boats to get inside the circle, a luxury not afforded to Fortnite players. But the vehicles can be helpful even within a playable area, especially for defensive players like myself who want to avoid getting into a shootout by making a quick getaway. Alternatively, those who prefer the inoffensive strategy can use the bigger vehicles to mow down opponents. On number 5 we have PUBG's realistic combat and high stakes make it undeniably more violent than Fortnite. I totally understand why some people prefer Fortnite in this regard, especially when it comes to kids and players who generally avoid violent games. I simply prefer a realistic style for this type of game because it creates the most immersive and exhilarating experience and makes improving my skill and winning all more satisfying. The decision to include violence in the game is just like other media, like horror and action movies. Violence can be used to invoke strong emotions and involuntary reactions from an audience, and both are successfully achieved as a result of mild violence depicted in PUBG, which I would agree is much more tasteful than many other popular realistic style first person shooters. I'm looking at you, Call of Duty. For the record though, if I had kids I would absolutely prefer them to play Fortnite over PUBG. At number 6 we have because the game is so serious, even the smallest mistakes of levity bring the player endless joy. For example, one of the melee weapons that the player can find in PUBG map is a frying pan, which unlike most of the games can kill enemy with a single blow to the head. Naturally, this tactic has inspired many hilarious YouTube videos. There are also countless videos of players trying to do tricks while driving motorcycle off ramp-shaped rocks. The screenshot above was my best attempt. The occasional levity keeps players smiling even as they run for their lives in the game, which is pretty incredible feat if you ask me. Last but not least, we have number 7. Overall, PUBG offers a more immersive, mature, and intense experience. Personally, after investing time to hone my skills in PUBG, playing Fortnite feels a kind of riding a bike with the training wheels on. It's a good ego booster and still offers a lot of the same fun of any battle royale game, but each round is less exciting, each shootout less satisfying, and each loss less motivating than those offered to the player in PUBG. Thank you guys for watching my video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.